Good morning. It's Sunday. It's 7 a.m. It's day 4 of my bins challenge. Oh, excuse you, Luna. But first, we are going to be going to the puppy salon, otherwise known as the groomers. Because these babies need to get their nails trimmed, they need to get bathed. The puppy needs to get her butt trimmed because she's got some pretty long hair. Are we doing this again? Is this what we're doing? You harassing your sister? Huh? The biggest change you're gonna see is Grizz over here, our little scraggly ragamuffin. You can see how long her hair is. She actually gets fully shaved and she's gonna look like a little puppy. Aren't you, Grizz? All right, let me get you packed up. You guys ready for this? Probably not. Just came out of the bins. It is just about 11 o'clock. It was real slow moving in there. I don't know exactly how many pieces I got. I might have gotten like 11 or 12. But super slow moving. However, I did get some really cool pieces today, like a few, at least 4 pieces I'd say that I'm actually like stoked about. Super excited. So it was a good day, even though I only got like 9.5 pounds today, but part of that's because I wasn't getting any giant jackets or anything like that. So I'll be showing you that stuff soon, but first, I got the text that the dogs are ready, so I gotta go pick them up. So let's go get them and you guys can see how cute they look when they're all nice and clean and soft. Are we ready for the big reveal? All right, crazy pants. Hold, please. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Grizz. Everybody's crazy. Grizz is trying to rub everything off, partially because she has a little bow tie on. She hates it. Luna pretty much looks the same because of her short hair, but she got a little bow tie. Let's see it. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Excuse me. Ripley. Okay, you too fast. You too fast. Oh my goodness, you look so cute, Ripley. I see you got quite a bit trimmed off underneath in your little butt. Hopefully Vicky's not too mad about you getting so trimmed, but it was pretty long underneath there. Look at how cute you are. Grizz hates going to the groomer. I did take her bow tie off. We went outside and she immediately rolled around and got stuff from the grass on her. But you look good, Grizz. You look like a little puppy. And you look real good. And you look real good. Good job, everybody. Grizz, don't be sad. All right, I'm gonna go get you clean beds. All right, it's haul time. So I would say, you know, we're on day 4. I would say this is definitely my best, most interesting haul of this challenge of all 4 days so far. I did 9.5 pounds, so $17.96. So that puts us about like what, a little over $1.50 per item. Not bad at all. I had one item that was a little bit heavier, but not too much. So cost-wise, the best. Quality-wise, also the best. So let's go ahead and look what I got. Again, I got 12 items. First, I'm gonna go through the stuff that's, you know, just kind of mids, mediocre, nothing too crazy or exciting. First of all, I've got this polo shirt. If you know me, you know probably the only reason I picked this up is because not only is the brand raccoon, but also we've got a little raccoon on the front of it. So super cute. I mean, maybe I'll sell this for 30 bucks, 25 bucks. I'll list it for 35. It was just the raccoon that made me do it, you guys. I couldn't help it. All right, next up, I got a couple of polo shirts, actually a few. Next up, we've got this Lacoste, same color, a teal blue. We got the Lacoste, this one's a pocket one. It's got the little alligator there. This one is made in France. Of course, I will do a little search to try to verify that this is a real one and look a little more closely at everything. It's got the sleeve hit, Lacoste sleeve hit with the alligator as well. Again, maybe I'll get 30 bucks for this one, but I'll comp it out just in case. But it shouldn't be too much more than that, if anything. Next up, I got another of the Tommy Bahama, just basic Hawaiian shirt, 100% silk. Nothing special about this. Like I said, previously on a haul video, I think it was our Sunday live show, the other one I picked up at the bins. The only reason I grabbed it is because I should be able to sell it for 30, 35 bucks. If it had like the full embroidered back, that's kind of the only Tommy Bahamas now that kind of sell for a significant amount. This is just a basic, but 100% silk, Tommy Bahama in really good shape, 2XL, which is good. But yeah, if I'm only paying like a buck 50 for it, it's a decent buy if I'm gonna sell it for 30, 35. Next up, another polo. I don't know what's with all the polos, guys, but I'm just trying to get my quota. Although I did go over a little bit today, but these are still worth picking up. This is just a basic polo by Ralph Lauren, gray polo shirt. The reason I grabbed this one is because it is vintage 90s. You can see on the tag, it says it's made in the US, so it's nice and soft. You can see that vintage tag. And, you know, I'll probably list this one for like, what I do, like it's $48 once it goes on sale on eBay and try and sell it for $35, $40. I don't know if I'll get that, okay? So just because I'm telling you guys what I plan to sell it for doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but we can always hope, right? Next up, I've got this really distressed, roached, thrashed, destroyed t-shirt. It's on a Toltex tag. You can see right there, Toltex tag. Now, a lot of times when I'm grabbing stuff at the bins, you know, you're trying to go fast, trying to get to the good stuff before somebody else does. So you'll see a tag that you know is vintage and then just grab it, and then I won't look at it until later. This one, you know, you can see like all the, it's kind of all worn out on the collar. It's got lots of holes. It's pretty yellow. I'll have to bleach this. This isn't anything crazy or too exciting. It just says Hadley Auto Transport, just a trucker shirt. You know, maybe I can get 25, 30 bucks for it. I feel like these t-shirts like this tend to sell on Etsy. Don't ask me why. I grabbed this early when I was like worried about being able to get my 10, but then I was like, $1. I can do that. And I got some other stuff I gotta bleach too, so. Next up, I grabbed this one out of the linens bins. Again, it's always a good idea to go and check out the bins that aren't necessarily for clothing, because either someone threw something back or it just got mixed in with it when they were filling the bins in the back. This has a vintage 90s Fruit of the Loom tag. It's kind of coming unraveled there. This isn't anything too crazy. It's just a Vancouver, British Columbia shirt, but some people really like the travel stuff. And you know, I can probably sell this one for 30, 35 bucks. It is single stitch on the top and bottom. You can see the single stitching there. And next up, this is one that Jesse actually gave to me. Jesse was there this morning, but he bounced pretty quickly, so I didn't get a chance to get any of his finds on video. It's got a couple of light stains on it, so hopefully washing it and bleaching it will help. The tag is this Macintosh tag. You can see that, Macintosh. It does say made in China, but you can tell by the style and the construction of this, I'd say this is a 90s. Just because it says China and not US does not make it not vintage. So this says Kahala Bay Club. See the front there. Now the reason I did grab this, even though it's got some staining, is because I really like the back graphic. I just think it's a cool graphic, so I could probably, if I can get the staining out of it, which fair chance I can, I'll probably try and sell this for like 40. Next up, now this one has some serious yellowing going on in the collar. The tag, it's pretty chewed up, but I would say that tag was, looks like a Fruit of the Loom tag, but it definitely is a vintage 90s. The collar is super yellowed and pretty frayed, so I'll spray this. I have some stuff that I'll spray it with, use a toothbrush to really work it into that stain, wash it, and then also run it through a bleach bath, wash it again. So there is definitely a process I have to go through, which doing only like 10, 12 items a day, it's not the most efficient way to do this. It's fun for the challenge, but it's a lot better when I'm able to do a bunch of shirts at once and a bunch of stuff being bleached at once. But the front of this is Cape Cod, Massachusetts, or as Trish would say, Cape Cod. Actually, that sounds more like Rick's accent, Cape Cod. Anyway, super faded, but it's really nice, heather gray. And I think, you know, there are some people who really like the distressed look, and as long as I can get that kind of gross yellowing off the collar, that'll be really good. Okay, we are down to 4 items, I believe, and this is where it gets really good. And I'm super excited about this. So this first shirt I'm gonna show you, I actually got within probably the first 15 minutes that I was there. And there were a couple things I got like right away, but this was probably like my favorite thing that I grabbed like within the first 15 minutes. So really awesome. This is made in Mexico. This is a button down pearl snap Western shirt. Okay, so you can see right there, but look at this. It says, it's embroidered here. It says rodeo. And then you've got your cowboy riding a bull, and this is all embroidered. So look at how cool that is. And this material right here is like, it's almost like a sort of a terry cloth material, just the this beige accent here. And then the rest of the shirt is black. And then you've got your pearl snaps in the sleeves and more of like that terry cloth. But now this is awesome, right? But even better, wait till you see the back. Wait till you see the back, you guys. Rodeo, look at this. And this shirt is in great condition. Look at how cool it is. Now I always tell you guys, pretty much anything rodeo sells, doesn't even necessarily have to be vintage. If it's got a cool graphic, t-shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, anything rodeo, I'm able to sell. But this is like next level, super cool, really fun. It is made in Mexico with this paper tag. I would say this is probably 90s. But it's just so cool. I love it. And it's not like super tiny either. Let's see, what is the size? Does it say a size on here? It does. Oh, it says small 36. It doesn't look super tiny though. But we'll have to see when I measure it. It's such an awesome shirt. Like when I got this right away, I'm like, okay, I think this is gonna be a pretty good day. And luckily I was not disappointed. Next up, speaking of the linens, sometimes those bins can be like super piled high, and they've got comforters and pillows and backpacks and all kinds of crap. And they can be kind of overwhelming, and it's, you know, sometimes you don't want to have to like dig through stuff. Yesterday, I forgot to mention it, I was like really digging into one of those linen bins and I cut my finger. There was something really sharp, but the way the cut was, it was like almost like it was a razor blade or something. Luckily, I just got my tetanus shot, so I cleaned it up, so I should be good. But you can see right here, I don't know if it'll focus. You can see, let me see if I can. But totally, you know, everything you hear about like, oh, you should be wearing gloves when you're going into the bins. Yeah, but I mean, I need to be able to feel stuff. However, I'm definitely gonna be a little bit more careful, especially in those linen bins. But today, I was like, you know, things were going super slow. It was taking forever to clear the rows before they brought out new stuff. And so I was like, all right, I'm really gonna take my time, and I'm gonna like start moving pieces out of this bin into another bin and really dig down and see what's underneath. And I'm super glad I did, because this is what I found. It was in this bin, looked super boring, lots of pillows, all that stuff. And then all of a sudden I saw like a little bit. See how I see this? I saw a little bit, and I'm like, okay, that's some sort of blanket, and it's got like kind of an all over print. You guys, this thing is awesome. Look at this. Let's see, which way is up? I don't think there is any particular way that's up. But this is super cool. I love it. This is a 90s pro beach volleyball. You can see it's got the Miller Lite beer logo on it. Now it does have a tag. The tag doesn't have a date, and there isn't a date on the print, but I've sold many t-shirt for the pro beach volleyball stuff with the Miller Lite sponsorship and all that stuff, and it's the same logo. So I'm fairly confident that this is 90s, and it's in fantastic condition, and it's super, super cool. I love it. How great is this thing? So I was super excited when I found that. And it was like the only thing that I found in those bins over on the side there that was any good, other than that other t-shirt I picked up. All right, I know this is going a little bit long, but I'm just excited to show you the stuff that I found. And I've got my last 2 things here, okay? Now you know you're doing good when the t-shirt bros come up and they see you looking through stuff in your cart, and they tell you, oh man, let me see that shirt. I gotta see it, that's a great one. So this is one that got that kind of response. You know, this isn't necessarily gonna sell for a ton. This is probably gonna be one that I can sell on Etsy. So I will price this 70 bucks, and Etsy I do a 10% off sale, so it ends up going to $62.99. So if it hasn't sold by the beginning of July, it'll go into that 10% off sale. But I love this kind of vintage. This is an 80s t-shirt. It is so buttery soft. It's that really, really nice 50-50 cotton poly blend that's been washed a million times. And so it just feels so nice. Come on now, let's focus in here. This is Virginia City. It's got a train on it. It's got that sunset going on. And it's just like the coolest graphic and just super faded, single stitch, so buttery soft. I love it. And so did one of the t-shirt bros. So that felt pretty cool, you know? All right, last piece I'm gonna show you. So this was the very last rotation, and the bins, it's like a long line of double bins, and then there's one's on the end that goes sideways. When they finally let us go, and the yelly lady was there, Vikki totally would have got kicked out. She was hardcore yelling. Finally let everybody go. I went all the way down to the very end of the bins because people stopped along the way and start going crazy. So I went all the way to the end. There's a big pile of stuff, and I'm kind of digging down. And the first thing I saw, this was folded up too. I just saw this. I saw the pocket. Now Marlboro stuff is has always been kind of popular in like the whole streetwear vintage t-shirt market the last few years. But recently, like this last year, the pocket tees from Marlboro have really gone crazy, especially a particular one. It's a black one, it's got the pocket, and on the back it's got a snake. And the reason it's so popular, remember the Nike hoodie with the center swoosh we talked about this last week? And that one is like goes for like a couple hundred, $200, $300, $400 because Travis Scott wore it. Well, Travis Scott, again, this guy is like gold to anybody who's trying to sell certain clothing items. He wore that black Marlboro t-shirt with the pocket with the snake on the back. So that particular one goes for like $300. It can go for $200, $300, even more, but pretty consistently $200, $300. So this isn't one of those, but because that happened, all the other pocket shirts have tended to go for more than they used to. And this particular one is not one of the more common ones. And the only one I was able to find that was that had sold, somebody had put it in an auction, which I wouldn't advise for something like a t-shirt like this. And so there was only one bid on it. It went for $24.99. But there's currently, I think there's one that's up for sale for like 80 bucks. And that was the only one I could find out of the hundreds that were out there. And you also see the sell-through rate. If you look up Marlboro pocket shirt, pocket t-shirt, vintage, you'll see there's like 400 or 500 that are listed, and then you look at sold and there's like 400 or 500 that have sold. So there's a really, really good sell-through rate. This one though, again, I grabbed it because I saw the Marlboro, threw it over my shoulder and kept digging. And when I went back to my cart and I opened it up, like look at how amazing this back graphic is. I love it. So this, like I said, I was only able to find like one other one. And what's interesting is I think this one is dead stock, but it has a lot of storage. It's got like dirt on it. It's got some discoloration. So I am still gonna have to wash this. But the graphic is super, super vibrant and just a really cool shirt. And this is the other one that, like, as I was revealing it to myself, because I hadn't even seen it, I held it up, and this guy came up and he was like, oh my God, can I see that shirt? Can I see that shirt? And so I showed it to him and he was like, are you selling this? Is it for sale? Now I did tell him no. He was like a young guy, like maybe 20. I said no because this is like one of my favorite finds of the day, and I definitely think I'm gonna be able to sell it for anywhere from 75 to 100, and I certainly wasn't gonna ask him for that much, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been down to buy it for that much. And I didn't want to be the asshole who's like, hey, yeah, I'll totally sell it to you. Give me 75 bucks. That would have been kind of lame. So I just said, no, it's for me. And, but seriously, look at how, and this tag is just, this has definitely never been washed, never been worn, but it does need to be washed because it does have some discoloration on it. So anyway, guys, long story short, I got some really, really cool stuff today, and I'm actually really excited now to get all this stuff processed and start taking pictures and get it listed. I'm super happy about today's haul. Absolutely. Love it. Let's go. It's about 5:40 now. I ended up going ahead am powering through with getting all the rest of my inventory put away because it is Sunday. Tomorrow is going to be a big shipping day between all my stuff and all of Vikki's stuff, and then just the rest of the work week. So I really need to get this put away before I had to actually pull stuff for shipping. So as you can see, no more piles. Everything is put away in the totes it belongs in. So I'm pretty happy about that. Laundry's just finishing up, and so now I can finally go and photograph and measure and then get to listing and then get the video up today. So it might be a little bit of a later night again because I've done a lot of stuff today. It is 6:30 and I've got all my pictures done and measurements done. I'm ready to list. I had 12 items, but I ended up throwing out the Lacoste polo. It had some staining and I treated the stains, washed it, and the staining was still there. And unlike t-shirts, I don't feel stained polos are really a thing that people want. T-shirts can be thrashed and stained and have holes. But having like just like a brown stain right in the middle of the chest on a polo shirt just doesn't really seem like something I can sell. So I'm down to 11 items. I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. And done with 11 new listings. Woot woot. Well, that's day 4 on the books. Done. It is 8:43, so now I gotta edit this footage and upload the video. Tomorrow is definitely going to be a long day. Vikki gets home late, like after 11, I think is when her plane comes in. But tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be able to go to the bins first thing. I have a Zoom call I have to be on with eBay for Pride at 8:45. I got to ship all of our stuff, my stuff, Vikki's stuff. Then I got to go to the bins. Then I got to do all the rest of the stuff. Then I got to list. Then I got to put a video up. And we'll see if I can get it done by 11. So it's going to be a long, long day. Good night, everybody.